It was a quiet, foggy night in rural Indiana when Jack, a 23-year-old college student, decided to take a detour on his way back from a friend's house. His GPS had malfunctioned, and rather than driving back to the highway, Jack found himself on a desolate country road. The area was remote, surrounded by fields of dead corn stalks, bare trees, and a dense, unnatural silence. As Jack drove, his car's headlights illuminated an old barn in the distance. Its silhouette stood ominously against the moonlit sky. The structure looked abandoned, with peeling red paint, broken windows, and a roof that sagged in the middle. Despite his better judgment, curiosity got the best of him. He pulled over to the side of the road and decided to take a closer look. "What's the harm?" he muttered to himself, grabbing his flashlight. The barn's large wooden doors creaked loudly as Jack pushed them open. Inside, the air was heavy with the smell of mold and decay. Cobwebs hung like drapes from the wooden beams, and the floor was littered with rusted tools and old farming equipment. At the center of the barn was a ladder leading up to a loft. Jack shined his flashlight around and noticed strange symbols carved into the wooden walls. They weren't just graffiti. These were intricate, sinister shapes that seemed out of place in such a rural setting. Nearby, he found an old journal lying on a workbench. The leather cover was cracked and worn, and the pages were brittle. Flipping through the journal, Jack's heart began to race. It contained frantic handwritten notes about rituals, sacrifices, and a mysterious shadow man who supposedly haunted the barn. One entry read, "Do not stay past midnight. He comes when the moon is full." Jack glanced at his phone's clock. It was 11:45 p.m. Just as he was about to leave, he heard a soft thud from above. His flashlight flickered as a chill ran down his spine. "Hello?" he called out, his voice shaky. No response. The sound came again, louder this time. Against his better judgment, Jack climbed the ladder to the loft. When he reached the top, his flashlight illuminated piles of hay. But something was off. The hay appeared to be arranged in a circle, and in the center was a small, blackened doll. Its eyes seemed to stare directly at him. Suddenly, the barn doors slammed shut. The thud echoed through the empty structure, and Jack's flashlight went out completely. He fumbled for his phone but dropped it, cursing as it skidded into the darkness. In the silence, Jack heard soft, deliberate footsteps approaching. The air grew colder, and he felt a presence behind him. Turning around, he saw the faint outline of a tall, gaunt figure standing in the corner of the loft. Its eyes glowed faintly, and its elongated fingers twitched unnaturally. Jack froze, his mind racing. The figure began to move toward him, its movements jerky and unnatural, like a marionette being controlled by unseen strings. Jack scrambled down the ladder, nearly slipping, and sprinted toward the barn doors. They wouldn't budge. Panicking, Jack spotted a small window near the back of the barn. He ran for it, the sound of the figure's footsteps growing louder behind him. With all his strength, he smashed the window with a rusted metal rod and climbed through, cutting his hands on the broken glass. As he stumbled into the field outside, he turned back to see the figure standing in the barn doorway, its glowing eyes fixed on him. Jack didn't stop running until he reached his car. The engine sputtered to life, and he sped away, the barn disappearing into the distance. Days later, Jack couldn't shake the experience. He tried searching for information about the barn but found nothing. When he told his friends about what happened, they dismissed it as a prank or a vivid nightmare. But Jack knew what he saw was real, and every so often, late at night, he'd see faint scratches appear on his bedroom window, as if something was trying to get in. So, the next time you're driving alone on a deserted road and come across something that piques your curiosity, remember Jack's story. Some doors are better left unopened, and some mysteries are better left unsolved. Hey, Dark Tales family. Ghost. We just shared a chilling story, but we want to hear from you. Which kind of horror stories give you the most chills? Comment your favorite type of horror story below, and we'll turn it into a spine-tingling 8-minute video just for you. Movie camera. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bellhop bell to join our growing community of horror lovers. Together, we'll explore the darkest corners of the world, one terrifying tale at a time. Milky Way. Stay spooky. Dark Tales.